took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way, that's the only way it works. I'm gonna walk his way till they put me in the dirt. May your kingdom come as in heaven on this earth to me. Just now it occurred to me, hell gon' burn like third degree. If you know your history, Jesus paid that purse for me, and he took that curse from me. If you think that's perjury, boy, you better learn to read. Hey, me and my baby girl in on the court, call that double dutch. I've been walking with the Lord, can't be doing such and such. Wait, I took a minute, but now I'm back in it. If God isn't with it, I don't want to visit. I went independent, it's gotta repent it. They could have done fake. I just took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way.
Welcome in, everybody, to the In Off the Bench podcast. My name is Jim Cross. This is Daniel Ball. Daniel, the Campbell uniform kit, man, when I put those pictures up, I mean, elite. And now they got those icy whites. I mean, how you feeling about them?
Those all blacks are legit, hands down.
You can't go wrong. I mean, the orange,
fives.
the all blacks, the all white, like, got it going on. And nobody makes them look better than our guest, Dalen Thompson. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Good to see you guys.
Absolutely. Daniel, before you get into this with him, like you asked me before this show started, what's the weather like here? And it's crazy because yesterday I was just at the Ole Miss game, right? Sending you video. It was chilly. It was 45 degrees. It wasn't ideal. But we're playing baseball, man. It's baseball season. Wake up this morning, snow and ice everywhere. Can't get out. Like, what the hell, bro?
Man, it's supposed to get cold here again.
In Florida. Twice in one season?
I'm telling you, man, it rained all day, all afternoon today. So usually that means a cold front's gonna dip in here. So I'll be interested to see what it looks like
once that first pitch is thrown, man. I need this cold weather to be gone.
I mean, I'm sure everybody wants it to be.
You're gonna be talking to him, and I seen the pictures. I know what Jim Perry looks like. It's not baseball ready.
So let's talk, Dalen. Of course, snow's covering a lot of the country right now, and it looks like Bowie's Creek ain't missing it either. So, what's how much snow you guys got over there? What's it like?
Well, it's not really snow; it's more ice.
Ooh.
I would say we had classes canceled today, and they already canceled them for tomorrow. So it snowed a little bit, but in the South, you can throw 3 cubes of ice on the ground and they'll cancel school. It's like people down here don't know how
to, out tomorrow too.
Yeah, don't know how to react and drive and do whatever in the snow. So it's not too much. I'll say it's more ice though.
So obviously, if it continues, or if it was to continue, you guys would still play in the snow or ice, or what happens then? What's the contingency then?
I guess we will have to play.
Have you played in snow before?
I have not, but I played in some very cold temperatures.
Oh, what's the coldest that you've played in?
Probably like mid-20s, which is probably not even like the cold for some people. But I'd probably say mid-20s.
That's cold.
Is it harder, Daniel, do you think? You're a pitcher, so maybe he'll give the batting perspective. Is it harder to hit in the cold weather, or is it harder to pitch and field?
I love pitching in cold weather. It's the in-between part that sucks. Like when you're on the field and you're in it, like you don't really think too much about it. It's when you stop for a second and then you're like, man, it's cold. Like, let me get up and get moving. And like
the reason I put value to it may be difficult was, if you remember, Hagen Smith only had one bad game all last year, and it was the first one of the season against James Madison, and he said it was below 30 and just couldn't get warm. And so if that guy struggled in it, it tells me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it too. I mean, you're having to do things that you don't typically do to stay warm. But hey, it's definitely not ideal because
what was it like out there at UCSB, Dalen? I bet it was nice.
No, actually, well, Saturday and Sunday it was nice. So Friday night it was actually chilly. Like I had long sleeves on, and I was like cold at standing out there.
That's and look at you now. You wishing you were there.
Yeah. That beach wind is different, especially in the evening.
Definitely. So let's get into it a little bit. Obviously, Campbell has put together like a resume over the past century that has really put them, they've slowly progressed over time. And I would say, maybe over the past 10 years is where you guys have really put yourself on the map. And that was a lot through Justin Hare being there and building the culture and building the team that he did. Now he's gone. Chris Marks has taken over. So what is it like, and what's the change, or is there a change, or what's the feeling, now that you guys have a new head coach and a new leader in front of you guys?
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Justin Hare. Great dude. That's the guy that gave me a chance out of high school. Love that guy to death. But with Coach Marks, nothing changed, in my opinion. Those guys coach together. He knows Campbell baseball, and I think everything is the exact same. It's hard-nosed, fast, fun. Like, I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. It helps when you know the transition that's coming in, and it helps that person that's coming in knows the history and knows what it's about, because it just makes people feel more at ease and comfortable. And I think in today's game, with transfer portal and the ability to move from school to school, I think that's important, is to have that semblance, and have that be congruent every year. That way people feel comfortable, because I mean, you're one of them. Like, North Carolina State was an option. You chose to stay at Campbell. What makes Campbell so special to you, and the reason why you continue to play there today?
Yeah, this place is, I don't know, this place is home. I live 15 minutes from campus. Grew up knowing Campbell, seeing Campbell. This place is just fun. Like, all the teams interact with each other. Everyone's friends, it's just like a small, tight-knit community, and just everyone loves this place. I love this place.
Daniel, last night, over 1,300 there at a midweek game. It's hard not to love it. I told you when I went, the fans are all in. It's just a small community that loves their baseball team. It's hard to not want to be a part of that, especially, man, for a hometown guy like that. And we talked about the unis. I mean, you're going to be fresh along the way.
Yeah,
definitely, for sure. Those All Blacks, again, tight.
I'm playing. I don't know, man. Once I seen the pics of the white, I'm gonna have to see them in play. It might be taking over. I don't know.
I think for me, it's just whites are good, but like whites are such a traditional uniform color. Like the blacks are like they're an alternate, and it, and like it looks fly.
Dale, it's funny. We talk about it commonly. It's amazing how a lot of the players for a lot of teams want the black uniforms or love the black uniforms, but the fan bases, the traditional people, are like, we don't like the black uniforms. We're this color, we're that color. And it's like, man, if the players like them, they feel good in them, and especially like Tennessee, they were winning in them. Like, ride with the black unis.
Winning changes a lot. I'll say that makes people.
No, because Mississippi State was winning in the Sunday blacks, and the fan base still managed to get their way and get rid of them. They're all blacks.
Yeah, and look at them now. Look at them now.
They ain't done well since. You're right.
Nope, that's what I'm saying.
I even look. Check this out. This Jesus one apparel I got. The color options, I went with the Campbell colors. Like, you can't go wrong with orange and black.
Right, for sure.
Jesus did win, by the way. He's all-time winner.
100%.
So, Dalen, you guys started off slow this past weekend. We talked about UC Santa Barbara, and before I talk about last night's game, UCSB, you said it. They were a very good ball club. And are they like a sneaky team that obviously they're ranked and people know that they're a pretty good club, but are they better than what people are actually thinking they are?
Yes. Well, yes, they are. Obviously, their staff is probably one of the best staffs in the country. And it's not your typical West Coast style of play offensively, I'd say. They get hit a little bit, and they play solid defense. And their arms could, like really give someone a shot in the regional.
Now, the rumor is they're trying to be the Campbell of the West. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I hear. I don't come up
I'm
with
just
these
glad they were
things.
able to match their height this year, Daniel. Because last year, look, you know me, I disposed of it when I went there. I was like, they're not coming here and winning, and when they did not, let everybody know about it. But don't worry, they still were winners, Daniel, because Jackson gave them free Chinook seats in the parking lot. So
There
they
you
were
go.
Valley winning.
Absolutely. So you know what's the talking point? What does Coach Mark say, after the weekend? Obviously it doesn't go as planned. I mean, so what does he say, and how do you guys, mindset change to get ready for ECU last night?
We got hit in the mouth. So do something about it, rough weekend, can't dwell on it. Got to do something. Tough team coming in, rival team. Can't fold now. You can only go up from here.
Very true. And so you guys, were able to bounce back last night. You took care of an ECU team, which is another good ball club. Obviously the in-state, I guess it's a rivalry, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. It's ECU sick right now.
They, having that feather in your cap is really good momentum moving forward into the season.
Hold on, Daniel, before you ask, Dalen, how many times have you beat ECU since you've been there?
I think it's 5 in a row.
Yeah, Daniel, they've had ECU's number in Dalen's time. That's facts.
Yeah,
man, you got their head spinning, man. They don't know what to do. They're reeling. It's y'all ain't scared of them. Y'all ain't scared of them. But obviously, when you look back on it, 5 in a row, and especially last night, getting yourselves the first win and getting yourselves back going. What does that win mean to you, and how big is it?
It means everything. Home opener in front of a nice crowd. And they had a lot of fans there too. It means a lot. I think it'll just kickstart our season. We got a lot of home games this year, so just getting the crowd, showing them what they want to see. Another series coming up at home this weekend. I think it's great just for the whole community.
Yeah, I mean, we talk to everybody, whether they're from North Carolina or obviously on a team there. And you talk about the ECU fan base. Daniel, I haven't met fans from North Carolina I don't like, man. They love their baseball, and ECU is going to come there as fans and have fun, but the respect factor that these fan bases have, these players have for each other. Like I said, a lot of the players coming up from that area. North Carolina is just, man, it's its own country when it comes to baseball. It's different. But let me ask you individually, I looked at the numbers. Dalen obviously struggles at the plate. What are the adjustments you need to make, or is it not any adjustments? It's just baseball. You got to keep grinding.
Right now, so far this season, yeah, I think it's just mental. Got to get back to what I know. Just have fun. Don't have pressure. Don't put too much pressure on myself. Just playing a game at the end of the day.
So I want to talk to you about one of your teammates, Daniel. This cat's name is Jet Music, Jett Music, and he's the Grant Nip of this year. You can catch him toeing the rubber, you can catch him knocking in RBIs. He does it all. What is it like? I mean, man, to have another guy like that, like y'all did last year, is this a guy that we're going to see doing both all year? And what's it like having him as a teammate?
I think you will see it all year. Kid's a freshman, and he's doing what he's doing. He can swing it, and as you can see, he can pitch it a little bit too. And I'll tell you what was so funny last night. He got to start on left. He batted leadoff. It was probably 7th inning. We had our bullpen catcher standing on the left field line in between innings. He was throwing a flat ground from left field to the foul line, warming up to go into the game.
Nice.
To be that young and get thrown in that situation. I think we were down 1 against ECU. Dude's nails. I think he's
we only had one other guest that had a story like that. Jack Brannigan from Notre Dame had to do that from third base. But yeah, that's something you just don't see, and you have a respect factor for. It's different. I'm excited to see him as the year goes on, especially like you said, as a freshman. I figure he's only going to get better. You know, and last week talking about that win, you know, I was looking at y'all's midweek schedule. Obviously, it's, you know, taking care of winning series on the weekends, but when it comes to the resume, when you go to try to make a regional, get in a good position, it's about those quality wins against those top 25 teams. And man, just like any other year, Campbell set. You got ECU multiple times, NC State multiple times, North Carolina, Duke, Coastal Carolina. Like, especially for you coming from, you know, North Carolina, do those games hold extra weight, you know, being that you're from there and they're like top 25, or is it always just business?
Yeah, a little bit. I think they hold a little more weight. You know, growing up, watching those schools, watching Coastal win a national championship, having dreams of playing at some of those schools and getting to play them now, like, I think it's cool to go out and try to whoop up on them, you know, like, try to prove a point and, you know, show what Campbell's about.
Yeah, because, you know, like Daniel and me are big Memphis fans. He's an even bigger Memphis fan, especially, you know, right now it's college basketball season. They talk about it all the time. And that's why Penny schedules those out-of-conference games against those ranked teams, because when you win the American Athletic Conference, nobody cares. But you say you beat 4 teams from the SEC like they did, which is the best conference this year, it holds weight. And I think for y'all, when it comes that time, you know, if you win your conference, and nobody might say anything, but then if you could say you beat NC State, North Carolina, ECU, like, people have to respect you. And so those games to me, I think, are huge. But as far as weekend series, you know, y'all don't have the easiest slate, but they do come at home. Y'all got back-to-back where y'all have Texas State and UConn at home. Like, you know, how excited – I know you probably pay attention nationally. Those are 2 teams, specifically Texas State, that gets a lot of love. So how excited are you to have those teams come to Bowie's Creek?
Really excited. Texas State always in the 11.7 stuff, top mid-major in the country. Really excited to have them here, compete with those guys. I know they're a really good ball club.
I mean, Jim, if you really want to get down to it, after, you know, no offense to Ryder, but after Ryder, you've got a Duke team that, I mean, outside of this past weekend, they've been a really good team. You've got another regional team in Georgia Southern. You've got another regional team in Liberty. You've got North Carolina State, you know, who we all know a good contender to go to the College World Series. And then you got Texas State right there, one of the best mid-majors in the country. Then UConn, which is another regional team, followed by Coastal Carolina. And then you get a North Carolina Wilmington, who's another regional-based team, before you get a Charlotte team in Charleston to kind of like get you to slow down a little bit. But like, just giving to the point that you're saying, like, there's like not really a time where you can let off the gas. So you almost like you have to just keep the accelerator
I think that's
down.
why this team, if they do well, they'll have to be respected. You know, Campbell, a couple years ago when they made it, we talked about it. And the Tennessee, you know, team talked about it. They didn't like seeing Campbell in their region. Obviously, that Tennessee team felt like they could beat anybody, but there's nothing worse when you look and you see a 3 or a 4 in your region that you know can absolutely ball and has had a conference or had a, you know, schedule like we're talking about. So I think Campbell has an awesome opportunity. And I think what we were talking about right off the top, Dalen, I think, you know, like you said, shout out to Coach Hare. We love Coach Hare, had him on here. You know, obviously he took care of us coming there last week. But with that, I think a lot of people are kind of not giving y'all any credit, thinking, oh, well, Hare's gone. You know, this team's not going to be what it was. But like you said, Coach Marks comes in, and I can't wait to see it play out. I'm glad y'all got that first win. You know, coming into this weekend, you know, is it simply, you know, like you said, just got to be better. Don't need to change anything. Is that how the whole team's feeling? Like, hey, last weekend was what it was. We were playing against a really good team at their house. This week we're back at our house. Just continue to do what we've been working on all fall.
Yeah, for sure. Same mentality. I say just clean up some small things. We got to play cleaner. And then it's beginning of the season. The bats will come around, but I mean, we got to get ahead on the mound. But that'll come along as well. But the same thing goes, like play hard brand of baseball.
I just know Daniel doesn't need to jinx y'all. He's on a streak right now. His last 2 guests, he was like, they're gonna punish whoever they were going against. And then the last one was Wake with Merrick Houston, and they lost 4-0, Daniel. And then Oklahoma against LSU, you said they were gonna annihilate them, and they lost. So don't you dare tell Dalen that they're gonna roll this weekend. Don't you do it.
Dalen, you better get ready because I'm coming with it.
Don't jinx it. Folks gonna stop coming on, man.
I don't believe in that. All right.
I do.
I'm kind of on both sides.
Wake Forest scored like 100 runs in the opening 4 games, and then they went out and put a goose egg after you did that.
So basically, Dalen, if I say that, Ryder's going to come to town and you guys are gonna just destroy them, you're going to go out there and not play as hard because I said that?
I didn't say play as hard.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
I get what you're saying about like jinxing it, but I also get like I see both sides.
Okay, I will. I'm still gonna.
You just wish after you play your pick'em game with him, just wish him the best of luck, man. You ain't got to tell him about how he's gonna annihilate nobody.
Okay, we'll see what happens here. All right, Dalen, we usually do this or that, but we've done that with you, so we're gonna do something a little different. We got some slates of games for this weekend coming up. I want to get your take on who you think will take the wins. So,
got you.
Jim, are we plugging anybody? Anybody for this? What we got?
Man, we'll start. Old Dominic Distillery, heart of downtown Memphis, closed today because of the weather, but you got the shirt on. Bourbon to vodka, whiskey to gin. We actually got a guest that's old enough that I feel comfortable, man. Sometimes we've been having an 18-year-old. I don't feel right. But as always, tell them Jim and DB sent you and drink responsibly. Obviously, Chinook Cedary, 8 flavors mild to wild. Dalen is an ambassador of them. Dalen, what is your go-to flavor?
I like the dill pickle.
Oh my God!
I don't know how others
You're
feel
the
about that.
third guest ever. That's crazy. Daniel can't stand it.
I got a supply of seeds for the season, and I requested 0 dill pickle.
Wow!
And I got 1 bag. Now I got I got a few bags of it.
Here's the thing about it, Daniel.
Be funny, but
you have said with as many advertisements have you done, you always say there is a seed for everybody. And so maybe you shouldn't be so hard on dill pickle. And look, man, we want Chinook to do well. Obviously, that's one of the flavors they got out there. We need all of them to do well. So, man, you got to just you want dill pickle to do his thing.
Sure.
Look, I'm a basic V. Look, I had my original out there at Ole Miss yesterday. I don't even do any of those other flavors.
It was too cold. You wouldn't taste it. Nothing. It was just straight crack. All right, here we go. First matchup: North Carolina, East Carolina. You've got to play East Carolina. You know what they're about. Obviously, you might have seen a little bit about North Carolina, but an interstate matchup. Who are you taking?
I got North Carolina.
North Carolina. All right.
This is where he could have said neither.
TCU and Michigan. Michigan coming off a very good first weekend. TCU always up there for the Big 12, looking to try to get back on track and get themselves back into the mix. So who you got?
I got Michigan. They look real good.
Ooh, Michigan.
I do too.
All right. Coastal, Alabama. Alabama has not really sure where we're looking at with Alabama. Middle of the road, I don't know. We'll see. But Coastal Carolina ranked right up there.
I'll tell you this because we brought up Justin Hare and Ohio State. They're winless currently, and right now those are the 2 teams they got to play. It's not exactly ideal for them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Let's go with Alabama. Ooh. Shout out Packy Bradley Cooney.
Oh, get it. All right.
This next one, man. Woo.
Oregon State, Virginia. Top 10 matchup. 2 schools with a lot of tradition, a lot of World Series appearances, some World Series championships thrown in there as well. Who you got?
Let's go Virginia. I think they bounce back.
Wow, Virginia on the bounce back.
So Daniel, on this next one, I'm gonna give my man some info here. I'm not gonna be there this time, but the last 2 years I was there in Arlington for TCU and Arkansas. TCU didn't just beat them both times; they took them to the woodshed both times. So rankings or not, right now TCU kind of like y'all do against ECU. They got their number.
And I don't see Hagen Smith trotting out there either.
I mean, naturally, I'm not gonna like. If I was betting on this, I wouldn't bet on TCU. But if you just asked me to pick, like based upon what I see, it's hard to not pick TCU.
Yeah. What about you, Dalen? Who you got, TCU or Arkansas?
Hey, I guess we'll ride the hot hand. Let's go TCU.
Yeah, let's go Horned Frogs. Let's go. All right. Around to the second matchups of the weekend. North Carolina State, Alabama. I mean, obviously, we know what North Carolina State brings. You got your boy at Bama shouting him out.
He's got Bama beating Coastal Carolina in the first game. So if that was the case,
this catapults them, man. Like if you pick Bama and this happens, man, this could do some stuff.
It's a tough one. I think State might get them though.
Okay, all right.
And this next one, Daniel, I'd normally never put this on there, but they're both undefeated. You got to give respect on the series.
Yep. So here it is. Last one: UCLA and Michigan State.
Let's go UCLA.
All right, I can see that.
I think the Big Ten should let Campbell in because they need more than one good team. I'm just saying. Because luckily they got Oregon, so they can qualify as having somebody who can push towards Omaha. But as of right now, like it's hard. Michigan, that's the reason you hope Michigan actually stays good. So like there could be more to talk about. Because other than that, if you look at Oregon's schedule, we talked about it when Jacob Walsh came on here. Now that they're out of the Pac-12, and it was like it didn't even make sense. Like it's like a bye week. I'm not trying to discredit a lot of teams, but there's no reason why Oregon shouldn't just roll.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, Dalen, man, it's been a pleasure having you back on, catching up a little bit. Anything you want to plug or promote before you bounce out of here?
I don't know. Shout out Campbell Baseball. Shout out Boys Creek, North Carolina. Shout out Chinook Cedary too. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
I'll make you a deal, Dalen, since I didn't get to make it out to Boys Creek this year. Daniel, you've seen my schedule, but I don't have where I'm going for regionals. You've seen it. If Campbell makes a regional, I'll be there no matter where it's at. You got my word. And Daniel knows I'm all about my word. So let's see it.
Bring on Hawaii.
Hey, I tried. Look, I tried to take my wife there and do it as a tax write-off. She decided she was going to get sick. Man, that's her fault. Look, she keeps asking me, boys, when we going to go to Hawaii? I said, you shouldn't have got sick. She's like, you literally going to hold that? Damn right.
That ship has sailed.
Man, I didn't even get. Look, they reimbursed me for the hotel, but the flights they said they was going to reimburse me didn't. So I lost like $750. Didn't even go.
What a shame. All right, so I'll help you out a little bit. Friday, 5 p.m. Buies Creek, Riders coming to town. Saturday, the 22nd, 3 p.m. You got Rider again, and then you're going to cap off this series at 1 o'clock on Sunday. It's Faith and Family Day for the kids at the Creek. Check them out. 1 p.m. for that one. Radio, the Varsity Network. It's going to be a good series to get you guys back. And what I will say is, Ryder, let me tell you something. When you come to Buies Creek, expect just a fun time. You're going to enjoy yourself. The teams are going to shake hands and you guys are going to get along. And, it stinks that there has to be a winner and a loser, but have fun while you're there. It's not about winning and losing. It's about having fun. You know what?
They can watch on TV on Friday if they need to, maybe even Saturday, but Sunday, it's going to be almost 60 degrees in Buies Creek. Absolutely no reason not to be at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Get a Creek dog, man. They're fire.
You know what?
I
can't do it. I just can't do it. Ryder, here's what's going on. When you come to Buies Creek, you might as well just get a Creek dog and just sit in the stands because the Camels are coming, baby. They are ready. They just come off a big victory against East Carolina, and they're taking no prisoners. Ryder, get ready. It's going down. Your feelings are going to be hurt when you head back home. Just know that.
All right. Well, just know this.
I couldn't do it.
Before we let him go, just let me be clear, Daniel. The next baseball guest is LSU. And if this goes bad for Dalen, I'm going to tell you, you're just not invited to the next episode because I'll be damned if I'm going to let you do it to LSU.
Oh, I'm doing it. And I hope it's the DBU game too. And I'm going to I'm gonna amp it up.
Well, anyways, so Dalen, man, hopefully the seeds get there soon. Shout out to him. Look, he still has it was funny. I introduced him to Matt. Matt was like, you have the most iconic picture. I mean, he was laying on the bed, had his seeds dumped everywhere. Hopefully they get you your boxes ASAP. If you need anything, let us know. Usually Daniel tells you to stay healthy and have fun, but he's too worried about talking smack. So I'll do it. And man, look forward to hopefully seeing you down the road in person. But man, just keep doing your thing and roll humps, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. That's Dalen Thompson, everybody. If you like hearing Dalen's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, click like, click subscribe, hit notifications. That way you're first to know when new content is dropped. Jim, great week. Great week. What's in store?
We're not even done. If you're available, we got one tomorrow. I'll do Maryland gymnastics, but we got that tomorrow with Sarah Seville. We got Ty Floyd and Luke Holman with me and Mike on Friday for Pros and Joes. Cade Rambidi for LSU. Ava Siegfeld for Oklahoma. We just added Colton Coates, local DC star, now playing for Louisiana Tech. But then after that, like I said, it's Tennessee, Texas A&M, Oklahoma. But we do have some new exciting. We got Luke Hill said he's going to come back on the show for Ole Miss after Connor Spencer does. We have confirmed with KJ Kindler. Her people messaged me today after this upcoming week. We do have Jada Mahagadis from Arizona State, first time ever gymnastics. So, man, a lot of exciting stuff. Really, the only thing on the list of things I've sent to you, if I can get Cam Canarella to respond back after he told me he would do it and pick his day, then we'll be good to go. But, man, a lot of fire.
Bro, I wish I could join you tomorrow. We'll be talking Survivor. All right, Survivor Angelica. It's another episode. Your boy got an immunity. Safe again. Just rolling through. But so I got that going on. And new season of Survivor starts next week. You pumped or what? Nice.
Let's go. I'm always ready. Look, here's what I know. I watched a video today, and it was Jeff talking about his least favorite Survivor guest. And he said Russell Hanson. Here's what I liked. He goes, the person that everybody sees is the person he is. And he was like, so when I say I hated him, he said, I needed him to be who he was. So I wanted him to be the guy I hate. He's the guy that I would not want to give my address to because I don't know what he might do. And he was like, he was the perfect villain. And so I thought it was pretty cool because, a lot of times in Survivor, you question if the person you see is who they really are. I kind of like hearing that the top villain is just really a villain, man. It makes it exciting to me, especially considering there's been talks he might be on season 50.
Oh, I don't know. He did say, I will say, Russell Hantz is on record saying this was the last game he was going to play. I want to say it was Heroes and Villains, maybe. I don't know, but
I'd be okay with him. The only one of the speculations I wouldn't be okay with. I didn't like Sandra any seasons, and I think after being a 2-time winner, coming back is just crazy to me. But there's.
But if the 2-time winner is not invited, then what are we doing? Because that's a special thing.
I just know you have to make sure you have a good set of them, because if you're going to have them in there, you have to make sure that they'll work together and not just get picked off, because that's the problem. When you throw them in there and you have the wrong personalities, it feels like they just get picked off right at the beginning of because of who they are. They have to be willing to work with each other and be smart enough to take on the new people.
Yep. And it's the more you win, the harder it is, because you definitely have a target, because they know what that prize purse is, especially for 2 wins.
I mean, that's why I hated the season, because I was a huge Malcolm fan. I hated when he went back to back because everybody wanted him off. Like, they knew what he brought to the table, and he was already up against it because dude hadn't ate for freaking 30 plus days. And then he's out there trying to do in these comps and live on the beach. But yeah, if you got a big enough name, it was even the reason why, I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but, Redemption Island, that season, the whole thought process of it was awesome. But Matt winning every single one and then coming back and immediately getting off was the lamest thing ever. And that's not Jeff's fault or the creation, but like, damn, man, he put such a target because he won every one. They immediately went after him.
Yeah, and I think whether he won, like whether he would have came in later on and ended up winning, I think they would have went after him anyways because they had the mindset. Well, we've already gotten rid of this guy
But
once.
you just hate to see somebody work so hard,
yeah,
and then immediately go like.
Definitely. But we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting. We got to get through season 48 and 49 before we get to 50. But 50 is going to be a good one, that's for sure.
Go get some Q-skirt and get ready.
Man, what if? What if? I wouldn't put it by him. But all right, man. Let's bounce. Y'all know, as always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.